I know a lot about golf.
Well, we're waiting.
Yes, indeed, it is time for us, those weekend golf guys. I'm John Ashton. In the studio, he is Jeff Smith on his way to Berkeley Hall, South Carolina, Bluffton, just outside of Hilton Head, or just before Hilton Head. And,
well, you know, just outside Hilton Head is also the ocean. So, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's an island.
It kind of surrounds it a little bit.
Yeah. So I'd say, it is kind of there. So it's like just west of Hilton Head. How about that?
Yeah, Bluffton is close to my favorite town in South Carolina, just for the name, Frogmore. So,
oh, yeah.
Love Frogmore, South
sure
Carolina. Is. Anyhow, a special guest coming up in a few moments who is a golf mom. You know, because we've talked to Mike Thomas, Justin's dad, a few years ago.
Yep.
About how it felt to go from being Mike Thomas to being Justin's dad, which is how everybody refers to him now. We had Tyler Duncan on talking about what it's like to be a PGA Tour rookie and the trials and tribulations of that. Well, this Pam Stallings is her name. Steve Stallings is her son, who is a rookie or the PGA Tour, plays in Monday qualifiers a lot because he has no status on the PGA Tour yet. And he actually went through a Monday qualifier for the Honda Classic, which was a big one. There were 27 guys trying to compete for 3 open spots. And Steve got one of them, got into the tournament, made the cut, finished next to last.
How cool was that?
But still finished. And we're just going to talk to her about how that week went for her. She must have been an emotional wreck.
Played 4 days on a PGA Tour event, right?
Now,
I imagine it would have been crazy for parents, right?
Oh, you should know, man. We'll talk to her about that, too. But you hear that Benjamin Netanyahu asked the Pope if they like to, in the spirit of ecumenical cooperation, like to play a game of golf. And the Pope said, well, I don't play golf. Do we have any cardinals that play golf? And they said, no, we don't, but we have an American Catholic who's very devout, who's a great golfer. So they made Jack Nicklaus a cardinal temporarily. And they sent him to play in the tournament. He finished and he called the Pope and he said, Your Holiness, I have good news and bad news. Good news is I have never played as well in my life. All my drives were straight down the middle. All my iron shots were accurate. My putts rolled true. It was like someone above was making me play better. And the Pope said, that's great. What's the bad news? He said, bad news is I lost by 3 strokes to Rabbi Tiger Woods.
Love it.
We'll be right back with Pam Stallings and a whole bunch more. Stick with us. We are those weekend golf guys. You know, for a large portion of their lives, our better halves have been fantasizing about the perfect wedding ring. They know the C's, cut, clarity, carat, color. For us guys, choices are non-existent. Manly Bands is here to rescue you from an otherwise hellish band buying experience. Manly Bands offers your hand the freedom to look how you want it in just about every type of earthly material imaginable. They have some rings made from, your basic silver, gold, platinum. They also have stuff like wood, dinosaur bone, and even meteorite. The stuff that killed the dinosaurs. And that was just so cool. I couldn't help myself. I had to order one of those, man. And it is so great looking. Once you select your Manly Band, you can get it shipped to you free worldwide with a 30-day exchange policy and a free warranty. Now, there might be a 50% chance your marriage working out. There's a 100% chance that you're going to love your band. So to order your Manly Band and get 21% off, which is a large chunk of change, plus a free silicone ring, go to manlybands.com/golfguys. That's manlybands.com/golfguys for 21% off Manly Bands. The best damn rings, period.
Stunning.
You don't have to hit a shot to fall in love with the Pete Dye and Donald Ross courses at French Lick Resort. Our hotel and golf packages are the way to go. Add the casino and spas, and it's a road trip for the memory book. Safely get back to the game you love with one of the packages found online at FrenchLick.com. Legendary golf at French Lick Resort. A breath of fresh air.
Must be 21 to enter casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Of course, we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/golfguys. We would love it if you were to go there and like us. We'd love it even more if you'd go there and follow us, facebook.com/golfguys. And thanks for hanging and coming back. We are those Weekend Golf Guys. I am John Ashton in the studio. He is Jeff Smith, the Golf Cave, Edinburgh, Indiana, Timbergate Golf Course. But we have a special guest, and I'm going to have to tell you this is, and I hate to use this word, Pam, I apologize, but an old friend of mine who we met back. I mean, she's a former communications, advertising, media person. That's how we ran into each other. Now she makes tacos for a living and makes damn good ones too, I might add. But she is a golf mom. She's been member of one of the premier golf families in the city of Louisville for a very long time. I mean, your husband's won the club championship, what, about the last 132 years in a row?
Oh my gosh, you're going to be very too kind. Well, he does have a reputation for winning some club championships.
Yes, he does. And it must be genetic. The reason why Pam is here, and one of the things we're going to talk about is her son, Steve Jr., went through a Monday qualifier for the Honda Classic and was one of 3, right? Was it correct? 3 places that were open?
Yeah, I believe there's 4 now.
Okay. But there were substantially more people than that vying for one of those openings. Not only got into the tournament,
exactly right.
he qualified, he made the cut, and we've talked to Justin Thomas's dad about being a golf dad. We've talked to Tyler Duncan about one of Jeff's students about being a PGA Tour rookie. And now we want to talk to you about how long that week was for you, Pam. You must have been on the edge of your seat from sunup Monday to sundown Sunday.
Oh gosh. Well, I think just getting through the Monday cues, those are a testament. Those are year-long events, right?
Mm-hmm.
We laugh because we don't, you said you follow along and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, my husband and I, we don't look because, you could, Monday cues, first of all, aren't covered. And that's
Right.
What's so cool about the Monday cue was that my husband called and he said, you can follow it on so he made a playoff. So it was a 2-for-1 spot to get into the Honda.
Wow.
Yeah. So he called me, he said, I think he's in it. So we go on Twitter. Thank goodness for Monday Q. I don't know. He broadcasted the Corn Ferry event yesterday from Vegas. But
you're talking about the website Monday Q.
The whole week was once you get there, it's fun. I mean, this is what the guys work for. Look at Will Zatoris and the Masters, and Steven played college golf with Will, and I mean that's what they do. It's their job, and like you said, as a parent, I mean we're just happy to be along for the ride.
I mean, even Jeff's been a golf dad. He's schlepped the kids to junior tournaments all over creation, and has
crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, we've done shows with you calling in from, hiding behind a tree, on the 13th fairway, watching your sons and daughters play golf, man.
Oh, I know. And the emotions that the parents go through, it's unbelievable because we don't want to see them fail and be upset, but yet we also know that that's part of their overall success is going through failure.
Yeah.
It's hard to sit back as a parent and watch the failures happen and hope for the success all the time. It's shot to shot, the emotions that you go through. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that's over.
Well, you said it. I think that the fun part was, it wasn't fun for a while, but you're looking on Friday in the afternoon and you're watching going through the bear trap was, the final rounds was the bear trap. And it was like, Steven had to make a 5-foot putt for birdie that we thought would make the cut. And he made it. And it was, it's pretty exciting. They, now it's like they expect to be there. They're ready for it. And as a parent, you're just happy for them.
Pam, was it easier watching him in junior tournaments and in college tournaments than it is now?
No.
Okay.
No, I was the mom that had to drive him everywhere.
Right.
So, I don't know. Like, I just enjoy the walk. With Steven, he takes care of himself. And that's what Steve and I are so proud of him for making sure that he was there. I mean, he gets there and he takes care of it. And he believes in himself. That goes back to the state. I mean, I don't think he really never saw himself playing college golf. He loved every sport. So when he just played everything. He played basketball, football, baseball, lacrosse, and actually he was a better baseball player.
Really?
And then we never pushed him into anything. And he's right-handed and golf's left-handed.
Oh, okay. Works for Phil Mickelson. I guess it'll work for him.
Yeah, we were so excited. We thought there was about a half an hour on that Friday. We thought he would be paired with Phil Mickelson, and that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he transferred schools freshman and sophomore year, so he sat out. So really nobody even knew he played golf. And then he came on, and it started really clicking for him. And then his junior year, he won the Kentucky state championships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it just started from there. So, and then he played it, of course, at UK.
Right. How does your husband, being the LSU grad, how well did he take him playing for UK? I mean, come on.
Well, he did visit. He took all the visits in the SEC schools. He wanted to play in the SEC, and we're just blessed to have the opportunity. Coach Craig was awesome. He did visit LSU, and he looked really hard at going there. I think if he didn't go to Kentucky, he was probably going to go to Florida. It just made sense staying near home. I know, Jeff, you're a dad in golf. I'm not a dad in golf. So they tell me it's easier when it is easier when you have more of the comforts of home.
Yeah.
He didn't come home, but if he needed anything, it was, he was just 50 miles down the road.
Yeah.
So as opposed to 12 hours away.
Exactly. Yeah. Jeff had a problem. Yeah. He was not just a golf dad. He was also a golf teacher. He had to divorce himself from the other and be either just a teacher or just a dad when he was out there. It was tough for him, man.
Oh, so hard. So hard.
I watch it every day, and I'm really proud of the two Stevens, the brother and the father. So I don't have anything to do with any of it.
So do you just watch, or you play too? Well,
so I grew up in more or less a football family. Football. I played 4 sports myself.
Okay.
But none of them were golf. I love the game of golf, but I love just walking alongside. There's just something about walking on a golf course that I've come to really just love walking.
Well, that's great. Well, and we appreciate you spending some time with us here, and continued good luck. I mean, I don't know what you can say. He's has a great background, has a great pedigree, has great DNA for golf, So.
Well, he's just a great. I mean, he'll get really embarrassed by saying he's just I'm really proud of him as a young man. He does a lot of work for a lot of people. He wears Make-A-Wish on the collar.
Mm-hmm.
Steven's sister a long time ago had to have a surgery with Chiari malformation, and ironically, Bobby Jones,
right,
had Chiari as well.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of golf just brings a lot of reality. Stephen does a lot of work with the Kentucky Healthcare when he goes on different visits, and he's always been there for his sister and all of her issues, and he's just always made us comfortable to say, Mom and Dad, I got this.
Cool.
So
very good.
Yeah.
And it's always great that they, at a young age, learn the benevolent side of what they do for a living. Continued success.
Yeah,
So follow the kid. Make sure you're always rooting for him. And thank you for spending time with us here on those Weekend Golf Guys. Pam Stallings, thank you a lot. You want to see how great a golf instructor Jeff Smith really is? It's very easy. $5golfclub.com. The number $5golfclub.com. Nobody is perfect. Sometimes the best golfers, the guys that make all the money, three-putt with the tournament on the line. So if you feel like you're coming up short in the bedroom sometimes, it's perfectly okay. But if it's bothering you, there are options. Go to GetRoman.com/golfguys now. You see, with Roman, you can get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and the privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward and, importantly, discreet. So get started. It's simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/golfguys and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a doctor and take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/golfguys now and get $15 off your first month. Look, this is a straightforward way to take care of your ED. GetRoman.com/golfguys. Get started now to save 15% on your first month of treatment. GetRoman.com/golfguys.
Could COVID really cost you your home? Well, cybercrime is up 75%, but the type you really need to worry about is home title theft, which is why you need Home Title Lock. Cyber criminals are after our homes, and it's easier than you'd think. The title documents to our homes are online now. The thief finds your home's title and forges your signature on a quitclaim deed stating you sold your home, and he's the new owner. Then he takes out loans on your home and leaves you in debt. You won't know until late payments or eviction notices arrive. Insurance doesn't cover you, and neither do common identity theft programs. For pennies a day, Home Title Lock protects your most valuable asset. The instant Home Title Lock detects someone tampering with your home's title, they help shut it down. Go to HometitleLock.com and register your address to see if you're already a victim and receive 30 free days of protection with promo code RADIO. Go to HometitleLock.com. HometitleLock.com.
Why don't you follow us on Twitter? It's very easy. Just go to Twitter.com. We are at WKND Golf Guys. And thanks for coming back. We are those weekend golf guys. I am John Ashton. He is Jeff Smith. I don't know, Jeff, just judging from how, what's the word I'm looking for, emotional you got sometimes, how emotionally invested you got sometimes watching your kids during those junior tournaments and college tournaments, you'd probably be a basket case if any of them turned pro.
You know, it's probably true. Like I mentioned, the things that parents go through when they watch their kids succeed and fail, and when you go out there and you're out there for 5+ hours and that's all you're watching, succeeding or failure, and it's shot to shot because it affects these kids so much. Right. Because, you know, they're all trying to get someplace, right? Mm-hmm. It was easier when I was watching Rebecca when it was in college. You know, it wasn't because she finally, you know, got her first, you know, collegiate win. That wasn't it, right? That was kind of the pièce de résistance, right? But the reality of it is that she made it to that level where she could play. Mm-hmm. And it proved to her that she could do it. But she was in the process as a junior. You know, we say junior when they're pre-college, right? Call them junior golfers then. And then they hit college and they're no longer juniors. And so, but nonetheless, in her junior career, in her high school career, you know, you look at that because they're putting so much pressure on themselves to succeed for more than one reason, more than just their high school team, more than just their in-town golfer reputation, in order to really do well so they could make it to a college golf team, right? Mm-hmm, right. So they had so much pressure. So the failure there was just, gosh, it was overwhelming. You know, and Caroline and Rebecca were both very similar in the fact that was when they knew that was their end game, just getting to college. All of a sudden, the stress of playing was gone. Right. And all of a sudden, they both kind of blossomed even more because the pressure was gone. You know, with Drew, he's still going to compete when he's done, right? So he's not just going to hang it up after college. Right. But college is more competitive for him than high school was because they had a whole bunch of guys on the team that were just like him. Yeah. Yeah. So now he's got a whole bunch of people that he's competing with. And all of a sudden it's like, you know, you're in this week, you're out the next, you're in this week, you're out the next, you're up, you're down, you know, and it's like, oh boy. Yeah. So I don't watch the qualifying and all that stuff, but I get to watch the tournaments that he plays. Okay. Crazy.
See, because my daughter played soccer and I would, again, emotionally ride the highs and the lows of her when she, did well and when she didn't do well. But the difference between me watching her play soccer and you watching her play golf is I didn't play soccer. I never taught her how to play soccer. I didn't know what she was doing wrong when she did something wrong. I used to yell at the referee, make it her fault, So
yeah, right.
There just had to be a higher level of frustration for you because you're the one who taught her how to do it differently or how to do it right or whatever. And like I said earlier,
it was all kinds of different emotional pain, right?
Yeah.
It's all kinds of that. You mentioned one, right? It's a different level of frustration because I know what I've taught and I know that I've seen them perform that. And then when I see them not perform that or make a certain decision one way or another, I'm like, oh, that kills me as a coach.
Yeah.
And it also kills me as a parent.
Yeah.
You're like, geez. I know, it's brutal.
What were you thinking?
Brutal.
I got it.
Honestly, I had a lot of people who tell me not to coach my own kids, but I did because
you're too cheap to pay someone else to do it, Jeff. Come on, be honest.
Well, look, but here's the real truth about that. Let's say that I did pay someone to do it. I know what's right for each one of these kids and their bodies.
Yeah.
And if I just shuffle them off to somebody else and they started to do something that was not good for them and they couldn't repeat it or wasn't powerful enough or whatever, and I said, okay, I'm not going to coach my own kid. How am I ever going to stay out of that ever when I know that something else was wrong, or when something went wrong, the kids are right there in front of me and they know that I know.
Yeah.
So it's a no-win situation.
Yeah, but why would you deny your children the benefit of learning from the number one golf instructor in the state of Indiana? I mean, sure, they call you daddy, but still, you're the best there is, So,
yeah,
there you go. I'll put it that way. And speaking of being the best there is, coincidentally, I got a Lynx magazine. I don't know if you get Lynx magazine online or not, but it comes out like every week. And
I don't.
They it's just an online thing, but they had a special article this week about Berkeley Hall in South Carolina. And I happen to have had a conversation with you just about 24 hours ago that's where you're going to be in about 8 hours.
Yeah. It's amazing. So I have a great friend and she teaches there and she's a Golf Magazine Top 100 teacher and she's an LPGA Teacher of the Year, Krista Dunton. A few weeks ago, month-ish ago, I was down 1st of March, and I was down there teaching right alongside with Krista in a golf school that we did. We did a little bioswing dynamics golf school, brought some people in, had a good time. Well, I tell you, not only is she a terrific teacher, right, and we got along really well and ham and egged it really well, but boy, I'm telling you, that practice facility is hands down the best I've ever seen.
The article says
it really is. I've not been to a spot that's better.
Yeah, the article says it's the best in the Southeast, at least.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I know. We saw a really cool one last weekend on television, right, in Augusta, Georgia. But let's say that nobody's going to have a snowball's chance in Hades to ever set foot on that one. So let's say, hey, Berkeley Hall, yet it's not a public golf course. It's very private.
Yeah.
But it isn't that private. It's not as private as the Master, right? But boy, let me tell you, the short game facility there, John, I could just live there.
Really?
I really could. They've got ups and downs and side hills and cross grains and down grain and into the grain and different heights of greens and all kinds of stuff and different kinds of sand in the bunkers. And geez, it's unreal how good that thing is.
And they have 2 or 3
and that's
courses.
Just the short game area.
And they have 2 or 3
They've
courses.
They've got 2 courses there.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 really great golf courses. Just beautiful. Flat out beautiful. If you don't like something down there, you got something seriously wrong with you.
So you're going to be teaching again then?
So, yeah, I get the good fortune of getting to go back. And then I get to go to Savannah again and go head back to the Landings Club, which is there. My good friend Joe Plecker is there. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do a golf school. That'll be fun. My friend Mike Adams, friend of the show, he's been on our show. He's another one of the best teachers in the land. He's the teacher of teachers. And he is we're going to do a golf school there. And then we're also, the three of us, Joe and myself and Mike Adams, we're putting on a thing for the Georgia PGA section. And we're all doing a little thing. I've got a big chunk of time that I get to fill and go blab about how to make people better. And Mike's going to do the same, and Joe's going to do the same. And
right.
A bunch of golf pros we're going to be standing up in front of teaching. So
you're like the opening
really
act.
Yeah.
For the super group, huh?
I am. Yeah, that's, I'm the comedian that goes up in front of Van Halen. Right?
Well,
I'm
good
the guy
luck
that goes
with
up
that.
and does that because Mike's right behind me, right? So yeah, I'm the guy that's going to sit there and tap on their watch and look, going, "Hey, what time's Mike Adams coming on?" Right? Who's this monkey from Indiana?
I didn't pay for this guy, man.
All I know is it's 15 minutes to Mike Adams. Let's go. Get out of here. Right?
That's so cool.
So I know what that is.
Can you give us just a quick, we got like 2 minutes left here, 2 or 3. Can you just give us a little quick rundown of what it is you do when you're up on a stage like that? Because it's kind of hard to imagine being able to teach golf in a lecture hall. Well,
so it's oddly enough, we're going to do this one outside.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're going to do it right on the back of the range at the Landings Club, right where they hold, right exactly where the tour players are playing. They have a Corn Ferry Tour event. They just left a couple weeks back,
mm-hmm.
and we're going to be right there. So we're going to be outside. But what I'm going to talk about, and yeah, we're going to put a thing out there, and I got a PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to put that up on some TV screens. And what it is that I'm going to be saying is about how to get our students to learn what's going on in a practice session and learn how to make themselves better by using the evidence of the golf shot and the flight of the golf ball to track what they really should be practicing, as opposed to just standing up there whipping golf balls and hoping they all go straight.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Very cool. One quick aside, You were talking about the quality of the practice facilities at Augusta National. We had a little video discussion with a golf writer from golfchannel.com, Rex Hogard, last week, and he gave us a video tour of the media center, which is at the back of the practice facility. And there's 2-story high, or maybe even 3-story high, vaulted ceilings, which the entire back wall is all glass looking out to the practice facility. And he said, yes, in case you're wondering, this is bulletproof glass, just in case. And he said, I'm talking to you, Bryson.
Yeah.
Because it's
Isn't
like
that
only
amazing?
300 yards, I guess, or something. But yeah, so they had to.
That's where they do all the cool interviews from the back of the practice facility, and you can just see it.
Yeah.
In the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bulletproof glass.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Amanda's doing the interviews, I don't look at anything else. I'm sorry. I hate to sound shallow, but you should know I am by now.
What the heck? Here it is.
All right, we're gonna pick Mr. Teacher Extraordinaire's brain. He said something about hitting it straight. I'm going to ask him a few questions, and we've got maybe a quick fix, or at least a quick lesson coming up. Hang out. We are those weekend golf guys. Small businesses have always shown an incredible ability to adapt, to innovate, and survive. Even more so this past year. Now, another way you can adapt and grow is by finding the right people to help grow your business. And LinkedIn Jobs helps you do that for free. You can get started by posting your job for free to reach LinkedIn's network of 740 million professionals. There's got to be the right one in there somewhere. Just fill out targeting screening questions to get your role in front of the most qualified candidates with the experience, with the skills, and the motivation that you need. Then simple filtering and management tools, you can easily review, rate, and hone in on your top candidates. LinkedIn Jobs can help you hire the right person for your role right now. And your first job post is free. Just visit linkedin.com/golfguys. Again, that's linkedin.com/golfguys. linkedin.com/golfguys to post your first job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
If you want a good cigar, you go to a good cigar shop. You want the best, you go to Famous Smoke Shop. Let us deliver your favorite cigars right to your doorstep at America's lowest price. Famous started out as a small shop in New York City. Now we're putting our 80 years experience in the business to work making deals on the cigars you love, from wallet-friendly everyday smokes to high-end luxury cigars to mark a lifetime achievement. Let us show you what's this exclusive Famous offer. Go to FamousSmoke.com and pick from more than 8,000 cigar brands, fresh and ready to ship from our client-controlled 24,000 square foot humidor. Then check out with the promo code 24U. That's 20FORYLU, and we'll take $20 off your order of $99 or more. Every purchase you make is backed by our Famous Freshness Guarantee. Get real cigars from a real cigar shop and save $20. Now with the promo code 24U. Shipped direct to you from FamousSmoke.com. That's FamousSmoke.com.
And we are back. I'm John Ashton in studio. He is Jeff Smith, almost to Berkeley Hall, even as we speak, down in South Carolina. What town in South Carolina is that? Do you know?
It's in Bluffton.
Bluffton.
Which is it's just the area that just has swelled up. That's right off the island, on the mainland, before you go to Hilton Head.
Yeah, it's just the town you go through before you get to the bridge.
You're coming off the highway. Exactly. And Berkeley Hall is out that way.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, listen, I want to ask you a question, because one of the things that a lot of golfers who watched the Masters intently started to understand is that hitting the ball straight, while you get bragging rights over the people who are knocking it into the woods on the left and the right, still may not be the most productive way to hit the ball, especially on a course like Augusta National. You need to shape your shots. You need to be able to hit a draw. Like they were talking about how you hit a draw to the fairway and then hit a cut into the green. Is there a way other than just opening or closing your stance, moving your left front foot forward or your back foot back, or your front foot back or your back foot back, to change the swing plane to hit a draw or a fade? Is that the easiest way to do it, or do you have a better way to do it?
It's purely the easiest way to do it if you're the guy who realizes where his swing is relative to his body line, right?
Okay.
You just mentioned right foot forward, left foot forward, back foot, all this stuff, front, back, right? So let's just say to change your leg angles, right?
Okay.
That's a little simpler.
Why didn't I think of that? Okay.
Because you're a word guy and you like lots of words.
Yes, I get paid by the word, so there you go.
There you go. See? So when you're getting paid by the word, is this why you're doing the voiceovers of like War and Peace and stuff like that? Is that what you're doing? Because by the word, you pick the longest book you can find.
That's right. If it's under 400 pages, I ain't interested.
Twice. No, so the reality of it is, let's say, John, that you are aware that your most frequent swing, and the one that's the repeatable and powerful, actually doesn't swing right down your body line at impact. It swings just slightly across your body line, right? So let's say you're the proverbial out to in swinger, right?
Right.
Well, then you would just aim your body, just a hair to the right. So that way the swing would be headed a little bit more down that target line, even though it's a little bit left of your body line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So of course once you're aware of that's your pattern, then now all of a sudden, of course, you're going to try to aim your stance to aim your swing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So once you figure that out, you're like, okay. And is there an easier way to do that? No. But that's swing direction. It's not the flight, right?
Right.
But it's one part of the two big parts of the flight. Because what if all of a sudden the club face angle stayed the same relative to where you were swinging? Now your ball still has the same flight pattern, but you started it on a different line, and now the whole thing's whopper-jawed, and now you're looking at balls that don't go where you want.
Right.
And it's a bigger version of the one you just had.
Yep.
So you can't just change, for the golf ball flight, you can't just change the one thing if the one thing is the path that the club's coming in. you got to kind of pay attention to where's the face at impact relative to the path. See what I mean? Let's say, John, your arms are swinging, let's say just ever so slightly across your body. And then you just change your body line, but your club face was open relative to that, and the ball was spinning off to the right a little. Mm-hmm. And then you didn't change that relationship, and you just changed your body line. You still got the same relationship. The club face is still a little open, but now the whole swing's moving even further right. So now it starts right, curves right, instead of supposed to start left, curve right.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You got trouble.
Yeah, you do. A lot of people that I know that
you're
are
going to fix one thing to change the flight.
Yeah.
If you're going to fix one thing to change the flight, you're going to fix and you're going to change the club face more so than you're going to change the swing direction.
Okay.
Because let's say your ball's consistently curving right, John.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say.
Mine doesn't, but that's okay.
And you really would rather see it curving. I know, but let's say that it was, right? Because that's the collective you.
I got
there,
you. Yes.
Which is always entitled on this wonderful show, as in John, is the collective you out there in the listener land, right?
That's it.
So let's say that you want the club face to be angled somewhere else, like say, left of wherever you're swinging. If you fix the club face, you actually change the shape of the shot.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just change the club face only, now you change the shot from one that curves toward the target to now one curves away from the target. Now you're going, all right, this wasn't working so much either.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of pick your poison here if you're only going to mess with one. So the trick is to see if you can figure out, how do I get the club face to be really stinking close to the same direction that I'm swinging? And now you got some straight line flight that's not hurting your golf game.
Yeah.
That's key.
Yeah, and some recreational golfers that I know insist that you can change the flight simply by changing the angle of the club head. That doesn't seem to work very well.
You can change the flight by changing the club head, yes. But does it work very well? Well, it depends on the change you make and how big the change really is.
Right.
Because a minor version of something usually is a good idea. But when people start screwing around, they tend to screw around with it a little more than they should,
mm-hmm.
and then it turns into a bad idea.
Right.
So let's think of it this way, folks. You've heard me say this on the show many times. Too much of a good thing is no longer a good thing.
Right.
Right. So let's take an example of that, shall we? Let's say that you're a guy who thinks a little bit of mustache is a good idea.
Okay.
Then you get a little too much mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden you got crumbs sticking in there. Every time you eat a piece of pizza, you got this thing.
Yeah.
It's this whole messy thing.
Yeah.
And it's no longer a good thing.
No.
Right? Try eating a bowl of pasta with a big mustache like that. Right?
Or a waffle with
syrup. So you can see there's a problem with something gets a little bit out of control.
Indeed.
Yeah. Syrup.
Indeed.
Yeah. So there's a point to be made about control of your,
yeah,
what you're doing.
Other than watching the angle of the club at impact when you start changing your leg angle, is there any other foolproof way or easy way to learn to shape shots? Say I want to hit a cut, because they keep saying he's setting up for a cut, and I kind of look, I go, I don't really see much of a difference than when he was setting up for a draw. But, that's the TV angle.
Right.
So,
Well, then that's always the case, right? Because you don't know, what their real intent is. But let's say that you've got a guy, let's say it's Dustin Johnson, who hits a lot of cuts,
mm-hmm.
right? His ball's a little bit more forward in his golf swing.
Okay.
And his body's a little bit more angled, a little bit left of the target line.
Okay.
And that'll facilitate a cut a little bit too.
Right.
And let's say that you want to hit a draw like Rory. You're going to aim yourself a little bit to the right, and you're going to have your ball a little bit further back in your swing.
Yeah.
And it'll tend to do that. So point is, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, but again, I refer to you back to a little bit of it is a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can set up to the right like Rory does, and just as long as you don't aim at your father, and then not pull off the draw.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe his father was giving him a bunch of grief, and Rory was just waiting till he got into range. I don't know.
Yeah, there may be some history there we are just unaware of.
Well, I'm just thinking, how we do it on the range when we got the pickers driving out there.
Yeah.
You wait. You go, yeah, this is the club I got in my hand. Yeah. I got to get him in range before I fire, right?
That's right.
Maybe that's the case. I start telling. I can't wait someday to actually ask Rory that, right?
Right.
Say, hey, remember that day at Augusta when you popped your dad in the leg? That your bag of peas comment, but you were chuckling pretty hard there. I want to ask him.
He did say he was aiming at him.
Did you realize he was in your target zone?
He said he was aiming at him.
He did, didn't he? Yeah. I think I got him.
Yeah.
I just want to ask him, did you know he was within range too?
Would you also counsel someone to learn how to hit the ball straight before they try to learn how to shape shots?
Look, most people come to me because their shape is too big.
Yeah.
So they ask me to hit it straight, and I get them straighter for sure. But can you hit it really straight all the time? No. There's always going to be some curves. So you can talk a really good straight game knowing that we're human beings, and the rare thing will occur, rarely. And that is the club's swinging direction and the club face direction at impact was identical. That's not happening very often. So I can bring them towards straight, which still allows a certain amount of curve, by having a discussion about talking about straight. But there are people out there who want a particular kind of curve, which is fine, which means they need a particular kind of club face coming into the golf ball relative to the path that they routinely swing it on. That's fine. We can make that happen and give them a consistent curve. No sweat.
Mm-hmm.
So I always bring people into tight parameters while talking about straight or straighter, pretty simply.
Okay. Because, it's hard to be
Everybody wants control over their flight. Nobody wants a curve in a lot.
No, but people want to know how it's going to go because, like you say, there are times when a draw you get more of a rollout with a draw. We discussed this a couple of weeks ago. So a draw would benefit you off the tee, especially if you're hitting into a downhill fairway, to get more rollout. And if you're hitting into a green, you want to stop, which is what a cut does. A cut stops more readily, and you want to hit that into some place where you don't want a whole lot of rollout. So it'd be nice to know how to do those, and have enough faith and confidence in yourself that you are indeed going to do that, because we hate to have to start talking about the short game and a wedge game again,
Yeah, I know, because, we had a good show on that a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And I think you don't want to relive those comments.
No, I prefer not to. No, I'm happy the way I am, man.
So the point is, John, when you say you want to have faith that it'll happen and confidence in the fact that it'll happen, John, let me ask you, how do you think you acquire that said trust in that action? How do you think that all happens anyway?
The first thing is you learn how to do it correctly, and then you do it correctly repeatedly, over and over and over again. See, I got the concept out there without using the P word.
That you're espousing. I know. I do believe you're espousing something that the world has come to learn that produces success.
Yeah, you need to practice it, man.
And that is the repetitive doing of said thing in said way.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yep.
That is amazing.
In the words of the Dave Clark 5, man, over and over and over again. Do, 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 do. Yeah. All right, we've got more. Hang out. We're coming right back. We are those Weekend Golf Guys. Of course, we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Golf Guys. We would love it if you were to go there and like us. We'd love it even more if you'd go there and follow us, facebook.com/Golf Guys.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Hi, I'm Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. After I left baseball, I just couldn't stay in shape like I used to. Turns out, once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone, and that can make it harder to get into shape. So I got back into the game with Nugenics. I'm feeling stronger with a lot more energy and drive. You want to get back into shape? Get Nugenics. All you have to do is send one simple text.
Frank's right. Just text MAINE to 321-321 to get a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Its unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate.
And guys, she'll like the difference too.
Nugenic samples are not available in stores. To get your complimentary bottle, text MAINE to 321-321. That's MAIN to 321-321.
Attention anyone who is impacted by the current pandemic and has $2,000 or more in credit card debt. If any credit card companies extended your credit with attractive interest rates or low minimum balances, and now because of it you owe thousands of dollars in credit card debt, here's some really great news. It happened to millions of people at no fault of their own. But thanks to a powerful program now approved, anyone with $2,000 or more in credit card debt can cut their credit card payments up to half and reduce or eliminate interest charges altogether. That's right. Our nationwide nonprofit program is helping U.S. residents cut their credit card payments. We've helped over 500,000 people with their credit card debt, and now we can help you. Bad credit card debt happens to good people. Get free of credit card debt today.
Call Credit Guard of America now at 800-672-6925 to see how this powerful nonprofit program can work for you. The call and information are free. Call 800-672-6925. That's 800-672-6925. 800-672-6925.
You want to see how great a golf instructor Jeff Smith really is? It's very easy. $5golfclub.com. The number $5golfclub.com. Okay, in a nutshell, don't become a PGA Tour pro unless you have the Constitution for it. That's, I mean, that's got to be,
yeah.
It's got to be tough, man.
Yeah.
You know, because you're alone.
It does.
You have nobody to rely on except yourself. And I wouldn't want to do it. First off, many of us have been in situations where for however length of time, maybe a short time or a long time, we lived out of a suitcase. That gets to be boring as hell. You don't like traveling all the time. It's not fun. I still have friends with unspent air miles they've gotten from their time traveling week in and week out. But
can they give them to me? I'll take them.
No, they can't. They're non-transferable. Thank you very much. But
oh no.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, if it's something you want to do, if you have fun competing, then by all means, go for it. Try it. You know, test your luck, test your skill, however you want to look at it. But make sure that you are fully committed to a life of practice. Because I guess if you want to be a PGA pro, man, tour pro. If you're not playing, you're practicing or you're sleeping. That's about it, isn't it?
You're working out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Because now you have to be an athlete.
I know. Yeah. I know. I know you'd miss out on those two, the practice and the workout part. I know. That's not anything. Just jump
I'd much rather
right off the plate at you there.
I'd much rather be sleeping. You know. Oh, well, what can I say?
Yeah. I get you.
All right. So anyhow,
that's why we're those weekend golf guys as opposed to those weekend tour guys.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. I'm watching golf on the weekend. I'm not competing. Do want to thank Pam for spending some time with us, though, and wish her son continued success on the tour. And it's always nice just to have a name. Some go, oh, I know that guy. Right. So now you have two. Tyler Duncan, you can root for him, or Steven Stallings, you can root for him whenever you see him. All right. You can also root for us. Jeff will be out teaching at Berkeley Hall a little bit. So if you're in the neighborhood, hey, see if you can get an invite. Other than that, just check us out online at thoseweekendgolfguys.com. follow along on Facebook at facebook.com/golfguys. We're on Twitter at WKND Golf Guys and Instagram at weekend_golf_guys. I have nothing left to say except go play some golf.